happiness, all of your wishes get fulfilled, and you may keep smiling. You have good health, prosperity, and everything you want, and you may achieve the goals you have set for yourself. Yes? Okay, so dear soldiers, now as you know, we are already in 2026. Yes, it's and the 1st January. Yes, today is 2nd January. That means we have already it's more than 24 hours since this year has started. भाई 24 घंटे हो गए हैं. समय भागता जा रहा है. Time is running. No, soldiers, I am showing you this timetable to make you aware that now you have to plan, you have to revise strategically, because दोस्तों अब समय थोड़ा कम है, तो मेहनत थोड़ी ज्यादा करनी ही पड़ेगी. Yes, and now अब अपना अभी तक मैं जानती हूँ, I know that you are giving your 100%, but now you have to give your 200%. Yes, because what is our motto? Our motto is to become toppers, to ace these board exams, and we can do that. You all can do that. Yes? Okay, soldiers. So, soldiers, now you all know that there is not much amount of time left. So we have to decide a plan of action for ourselves. Yes, in order to ace these board exams, हमारे पास रणनीति होनी चाहिए योद्धाओं. यस, तभी जीत पाओगे युद्ध में. तो क्या रणनीति है? रणनीति कहती है योद्धाओं कि सबसे पहले क्या करना है. यू हैव टू रिवाइज द चैप्टर्स. यस, चैप्टर्स का रिविजन करना है, सो दैट वी आर नॉट मिसिंग ऑन एनी कॉन्सेप्ट. एनी ईच एंड एवरी माइन्यूट डिटेल को भी पढ़ते जाओ. ओके, नेक्स्ट, practice NCERT questions, because these are most important thing. Why these are most important thing? I told you, first focus on NCERT. Yes, भगवान है ये आपकी, पूजना पड़ेगा भाई. Yes. Okay, then what you have to do? First do chapter revision. Second, do NCERT questions. Then solve previous year questions. Yes. Then what you have to do? Answer writing practice. That is also important. How you are framing your answers. Are you writing them point wise, or you are just writing them in the paragraph? And then, are you answering according to the required word limit, and are you giving the exact concept which is required for you to write? Are you doing that? You have to check that out. Yes. And the fifth and the most important plan of action that you have to follow to ace your board exam, सफलता पाने के लिए, is consistency. Consistency maintain करनी पड़ेगी दोस्त. अगर consistent रहोगे, रोज पढ़ोगे, रोज अपने आप को मोटिवेट करोगे कि नहीं, आज भी बैठना है. मैं जानती हूँ डिफिकल्ट होता है, नहीं पढ़ा जाता, पर पढ़ना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि यही वो समय है जब सपनों को साकार कर सकते हैं. यस, to change your dreams into reality, you have to be consistent. Yes. So आज हम क्या करेंगे? What is the first step of plan of action? Chapter revision. तो दोस्तों, आज चैप्टर रिवाइज कर लेते हैं, आज कॉन्सेप्ट्स रिकॉल कर लेते हैं, आज एक क्विक रिकैप ले लेते हैं, आज एक क्विक समरी ले लेते हैं. Yes? Okay. So, the first chapter which we are going to revise today is chemical reactions and equations. हमारा first chapter. Weightage है इसकी अच्छी खासी. Yes, it has good weightage in your paper. Yes, so we have to revise this one, isn't it? Yes, we have to do that. So let's start. Now, why CBSE has this chapter in your 10th standard syllabus? Because as I told you, everything around you is science, and chemistry is an integral part of your daily life, of your kitchen. हमारे से ज्यादा अच्छी केमिस्ट्री हमारी मम्मियां जानती है. Yes or no? Yes. So you all must be having curd in your daily life. रोज दही खाते हैं आप? Yes. So now tell me, formation of curd from milk is a chemical reaction or not? It is a chemical reaction soldiers. क्यों है भाई वो chemical reaction? क्या करती है मम्मा? दूध को रूम टेम्परेचर पे छोड़ देती है, थोड़ा सा स्टार्टर डाल के, थोड़ा सा कर्ड उसमें डाल के वो उसको रूम टेम्परेचर पे छोड़ देती है. Why she leaves that milk at room temperature? Why? Because in that starter you have your lactobacillus. Yes, the bacteria. What does that bacteria do to your milk? You know what, soldiers? Milk has lactose in it, and that lactobacillus convert your lactose to lactic acid. तो दूध से दही का बनना भी एक chemical change है. Yes or no? So this chapter is important for us. Yes. So chemistry deals with chemical reactions. Yes. Chemical reactions are the first and foremost the integral part of chemistry. Yes. And what why the and as we have discussed, chemical reactions are observed in our daily life. Yes. Chemical reactions में क्या होता है दोस्तों? There are two types of reactions. Okay, there are two types of changes, physical change and chemical change. क्या होता है chemical change में? बताइए, I want answers. Yes. क्या होता है केमिकल चेंज में? कम ऑन फ्रेंड्स, आई वांट आंसर्स. क्या होता है केमिकल चेंज? व्हाट इज केमिकल चेंज? इफ आई आस्क यू व्हाट इज केमिकल चेंज, then what is your one line answer to me? Yes, what should be your one line answer? Your one line answer should be formation of a new product. Yes, formation of a new product is chemical change. Yes or no? Yes, soldiers. So what is chemical reaction? A chemical reaction is a process in which new substances with new properties are formed. Two or more substances combine together to form a new substance. Yes or no? The atoms, the elements remain same, but the product is new. Yes, it does not resembles with the reactant. It has different set of properties. Yes or no? Yes, soldiers. So I hope you are able to recognize this image. Yes? Okay, tell me from where I have taken this image. Yes, soldiers, come on. Yes, everyone. From where I have taken this image? Yes, I have received one more answer for chemical reaction, and it is from Adarsh. And Adarsh is saying chemical change cannot be reversed. Yes, Adarsh. Okay, a good point. Yes, soldiers. Now you tell me from where have you seen this image? This experiment is showing burning of magnesium ribbon. Yes, when magnesium ribbon is burned, there is a white dazzling flame. Yes, and formation of a white powder, which is magnesium oxide. Yes, so what is happening? Magnesium is combining with oxygen to form magnesium oxide. क्या है ये? Chemical reaction है ये. Yes, burning of magnesium burning of magnesium ribbon in air and collection of magnesium oxide. यहाँ पे एक और बात याद रखनी है क्या दोस्तों? dazzling flame मिलता है and white powder जो तुम्हारा कलेक्ट हुआ है वॉच ग्लास पे वो क्या है? मैग्नीशियम ऑक्साइड है. यस, Mg plus O2 gives you MgO. Yes. Yes. So okay, what are the indicators of chemical reaction? हमें पता चल गया chemical change क्या है, हमें पता चल गया chemical reaction क्या होती है, where two or more reactants combine to form a new product, combine to form not a product, there can be more than one product. Yes, तो chemical reaction हुआ है, chemical change हुआ है, ये पता कैसे चलेगा soldiers? I told you that around this concept also there is a PYQ where you have another image of zinc reacting with sulfuric acid, and your CBSE is asking how can you justify that there is a chemical change? कि chemical change हुआ है. Yes. What are the indicators of chemical change, soldiers? Come on, tell me. What are the indicators of chemical change? Change in state. State can also change. Change in color. Evolution of gas. Change in temperature. Formation of a precipitate. PPT. Right? This was the experiment I was talking about, soldiers. You know, CBSE has just pasted this experiment image and draft a question around it. What was that question? How can you justify that zinc when reacting with dilute sulfuric acid? There is a chemical change. There is a chemical change. How can you justify that? You can justify that by saying that there is evolution of hydrogen gas. There is change in temperature. There is change in temperature which can be monitored, also which can also be monitored, right? So you can state that there is change in temperature, there is evolution of gas, so definitely a reaction is taking place. See, these are the points we have to keep in mind, and we kind of ignore this activity, but see, CBSE framed a 2 mark question out of this also. So that means NCERT की lines को thorough करना जरूरी है. And today, this PPT is a concise version. Today, this session is a concise version of this chapter of NCERT, soldiers. So you have to be with us for entire 1 hour. Let's complete this chapter in 1 hour and take notes of each and every important thing. Okay? Okay, soldiers. So now, chemical reaction. What is chemical reaction? Understood. Yes? And how chemical change occurs? Understood. What are the indicators of chemical reaction? Understood. Now, how do we denote, how do we demonstrate a chemical reaction? By a chemical equation. A chemical equation represents a chemical change. Yes, a chemical change, and by using symbols and formulas. Yes, so the reactants are written on the left hand side. Yes, the reactants are written on the left hand side with a plus sign between them. Similarly, the products are written on the right hand side. Yes, and the arrow, that arrow shows you the direction of the reactants, that this reaction is going in which direction. Yes, yes, soldiers. So, soldiers, now there are two types of chemical equation. First is your skeletal chemical equation. Now, what do I mean by skeletal chemical equation? If the number of atoms of each element is not equal on both sides, then it is called a skeletal or unbalanced chemical equation. Now, this as you can see, the example which I have taken right here, magnesium combining with oxygen gives you magnesium oxide. Now you tell me, soldiers, yes, that whether this is a balanced chemical reaction or this is an unbalanced chemical reaction. And if you are saying that this is an unbalanced chemical reaction, why is it unbalanced? Yes, come on, I want answer. Why the reaction is unbalanced? If your answer is that this reaction is unbalanced, then give me the why. Why? Yes, soldiers. I want why. Why is this reaction unbalanced? Come on. Yes, because the number of oxygen atoms on the reactant side is not equal to the number of oxygen atoms on the product side. So this is an unbalanced chemical equation. Yes, so unbalanced chemical equation is called skeletal chemical equation. Now, what is balanced chemical equation? Obviously, when the number of atoms of each element remains same before and after chemical reaction. That means the number of atoms of each element on the reactant side and on the product side are same. Yes, then it is called a balanced chemical reaction. Now, soldiers, I have another question for you. That is, why do we need to balance a chemical equation? मैम 2 दिन से कह रहे हो बैलेंसिंग फोकस करो, बैलेंसिंग पे फोकस करो, क्या नीड है? एंड व्हाई सीबीएसई ऑलवेज वांट्स अ बैलेंस केमिकल इक्वेशन? व्हाट इज द नीड? यस, आई वांट दिस आंसर. Why? What is the need to balance the chemical equation? Soldiers, come on. Yes. Okay, soldiers. So, have you heard about law of conservation of mass? That is, mass can neither be created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction. सो अगर मास को ना कोई नया मास क्रिएट करा जा सकता है, ना कोई मास को डिस्ट्रॉय करा जा सकता है, दैट मीन्स you have to make sure that each and every element, the number of atoms of each and every element that are on the reactant side and that are on the product side are equal. तभी तो इस लॉ को जस्टिफाई कर पाओगे. yes or no? yes students, come on. yes. Yes, okay. So for example, zinc when combined with sulfuric acid, your H2SO4 gives zinc sulfate and release of hydrogen gas. Now check soldiers whether this reaction is balanced or not. Let's check. We have one atom of zinc on the reactant side, one atom of zinc on the product side. Balanced. Two atoms of hydrogen on the reactant side, two atoms of hydrogen in the product side. Balanced. Yes, then let's go with the sulfate. One sulfate ion, one sulfate ion. Yes, so everything is balanced. The number of atoms of each and every element on the reactant side on LHS is equal to the RHS. Yes. Yes. So now that means that balancing the chemical equation is really, really important. You have to balance the chemical equation. Now what are we going to do? We are going to practice balancing chemical equations. See soldiers, please pay attention right here, because balancing is a topic which sometimes demotivates the student. Even I, it's more than 5 years since I have since I'm learning chemistry, studying chemistry and applying chemistry. I've done my post graduation, now I'm on to PhD in chemistry, but sometimes even I get confused while balancing. Yes, but this doesn't mean that you have to lose hope and you would be like, leave this topic, जितने का भी आएगा मैं छोड़ दूंगा, मैं स्किप कर दूंगी. नो, नो सोल्जर, स्किपिंग, लीविंग इज नॉट एन ऑप्शन. अगर युद्ध में उतरे हो तो भागने का ऑप्शन नहीं है. ओके, तो तैयारी करनी पड़ेगी, हर चीज को समझना पड़ेगा. तो आओ साथ में समझते हैं. लेट्स डू इट टुगेदर. ओके, लेट्स डू इट टुगेदर सोल्जर्स. लेट्स स्टार्ट विद द फर्स्ट वन. ओके, यस. So let's start with the first one. Wait a moment. Yes, soldiers. So now let's start with the first one. Fe plus H2O gives you Fe3O4 plus hydrogen gas. Yes, soldiers. So now NCERT has hit and trial method for you, in which they say list down all the atoms, list down all the elements, and then start with the element that has more number of atoms, and first balance that, and then following balance each and every element, and then you have your final equation. You can go with that method as well. So now what I have for you is, I have two methods of balancing my chemical equation, and generally I follow these methods. Okay, so let me teach you these methods. So now for balancing this equation, see soldier, what method I have for you, and I've learned this is follow this order. Metal, follow this order soldiers, that is metal, non-metal, oxygen, hydrogen. Okay, so what do I mean by this method? That follow this method is, okay, now soldiers, see. What you have to do is start with the metal. Okay, start balancing the metal. Okay, start from the metal. So on the reactant side, I have one atom of Fe. On the product side, there are three atoms of Fe. Yes. So now what you have to do, first balance this. Since on the product side we have three atoms, let me put three here. Now is Fe balanced? Yes, 3, 3 balanced. Okay. Now look onto the non-metal. Okay, you would say, ma'am, oxygen is also a non-metal. Okay, oxygen is a non-metal, but if your equation has any other non-metal apart from oxygen, then try balancing that one first. अब करना क्या है soldiers, सुनो पहले. मेटल बैलेंस हुआ, नॉन मेटल पे जाओ. नॉन मेटल को बैलेंस करो, वापस चेक करो कि मेटल अभी भी बैलेंस है या नहीं है. That is the metal still balanced or not, and is the non-metal still balanced or not. When you're done with this, then move on to the oxygen. Now, in the reactant side, I have only one atom of oxygen. In the product side, I have four atoms of oxygen. Again, oxygen is not balanced here. I have to balance the oxygen. Now, how can I balance the oxygen? Since here are four atoms, I can put, what should I put? I should put 4 here. So now there are 4 atoms of oxygen. 4 atoms of oxygen balance. Again soldiers, जब भी एक नई बैलेंसिंग करो, स्टार्ट से शुरुआत करो और चेक करो अभी भी क्या तुम्हारा मेटल, क्या तुम्हारा नॉन मेटल बैलेंस्ड है या नहीं है. ओके, अगेन 3Fe डन. देन 4 oxygen, 4 oxygen balanced. Now move on to the last one, which is hydrogen. How many hydrogen on the product side? 2. How many hydrogen on the reactant side? 8. What you have to do? You have to put 4 here. Now 4 times 2 is 8. Yes. Now check everything. 3Fe, done. 4 oxygen, 4 oxygen, done. 4 times 2, 8. That is 8 hydrogen. 4 times 2, 8. 8 hydrogen, balanced. This is the first method which I follow. Okay. Now let's move on to solving one more question, which is H2, that is hydrogen plus chlorine gives you HCl. Yes. H2 plus Cl2 gives you HCl. Now, what I want from you all is, I want you to do this question. Okay, I want you all to solve this question and give me the answer. What is going to be the answer? Apply this method. Okay, for applying this method, right now you are not having any metal. You have a non-metal. Go with that. Try doing this one and give me the answer. See soldiers, this is a basic one. Try applying this method and give me the answer. What should be the final reaction? Okay soldiers, yes. Come on soldiers. Yes, come on soldiers. How can you do this? I want answers. Soldiers, come on. How can you do this? Okay, soldiers, let's do it together. Yes, so how can we do this? Okay, let's start with chlorine. How many atoms of chlorine on the reactant side? 2. How many in the product side? 1. What you have to do? Put 2 here. Now check. 2 in reactant, 2 in product, balance. Move on to hydrogen. 2 in product, 2 in reactant. Is it balanced? Yes, it is. Yes? So this is also done. Now soldiers, NCERT again has a twist for you. It is not necessary that every time you will receive these type of questions. Okay, you can also receive your equation in, you can also have a word equation. That means you do not have the formulas directly. First you have to write the formulas, then you have to balance this. What is it saying? Barium chloride with aluminum sulfate. Yes, barium chloride when combining with aluminum sulfate gives you barium sulfate and aluminum chloride. Yes. Now what you have to do, you have to do this one, and I am leaving this one for you. You have to solve this one and give me answers. Now see soldiers, Please do remember one thing. What you have to remember right here is that you should know the what you should know the symbols as well. Okay, you have to you have to remember all the symbols. You have to put them correctly, because NCERT is not going to give you equation in symbol forms. Sometimes it can give you the question in word form. You have to do this. I'm leaving this question for you. Okay. Yes, soldiers. Okay, so now let's practice few more. Yes, now what I want from you all is, let's practice this one. Give me a moment, soldiers. Yes, give me a moment, soldiers. Let's practice this one. Sodium hydroxide plus sulfuric acid, that is H2SO4, gives you sodium sulfate Na2SO4 and H2O. Now, soldiers, apply your knowledge and do this one. I want answers from all of you. How are you going to balance this one? Yes, come on. How are you going to balance this one? Follow the method and give me the answer. How are you going to balance this one? Come on. Yes, soldiers. How are you going to balance this one? What should be done? What you can do? Okay, let's start, soldiers. How are we going to do? We can first start with metal. We have to start with metal first. Yes? So now let's start with metal first. Here. How many metals of sodium do I have? How many atoms of sodium do I have? I have one here, one in the reactant, but two in the product. Let's put two here. Okay. So now two atoms of sodium in the reactant and two atoms of sodium in the product. This is balanced. All right. Now let's move to sulfate. So one atom of sulfate, one atom of sulfate. Balanced. Okay. Now let's move to oxygen. Two atoms of oxygen here and four atoms of oxygen here. 4 plus 2 is 6. But what about here? I have four atoms here and one atom here. So now what should be done? How should I balance this out? Yes, what can I do? I can put a 2 here. Yes, soldiers, now check. If I put a 2 here, again, let's check it out. Does my sodium gets disturbed? No. Two atoms of sodium in the reactant, two atoms of sodium in the product. Done. Fine. Again, let's check the sulfate. Let's check for sulfur first. Okay. One atom of sulfur, one atom of sulfur. Now check for oxygen. 4 and 2, 6. Let's check in the product side as well. 4 plus 2, 6. Balance, soldiers. Now check for hydrogen. Two atoms of hydrogen here and two atoms of hydrogen here. 2 plus 2, 4. And 2 times 2, 4 atoms here. So is this balanced? Yes, it is. Yes, done. Okay, let's go with one more. Yes, soldiers, let's go with one more. Zinc, when combining with silver nitrate, AgNO3, gives you zinc nitrate, that is Zn, NO3 whole twice plus silver. Apply the method and give me the answer. Come on, soldiers. Apply the method and give me the answer. Yes, soldiers, come on. Apply the method and give me the answer. What should you do first? What is needed to be checked first? What should you check? First, you should check for zinc, right? So, one atom of zinc, one atom of zinc. Balanced. Check for silver now. One atom of silver, one atom of silver. Balanced. Okay, check for nitrogen. How many atoms of nitrogen in the reactant side? 1. How many are there in the product side? 2. What you have to do? You have to put a 2 here. Again check from the starting. Zinc 1, 1. Good. Silver 2. Silver, 1. What you have to do? Make it 2. Now, nitrogen, 2. Nitrogen, 2. Oxygen. Now check for oxygen. 3 times 2, 6. 3 times 2, 6. Is it balanced? Yes, it is. Are we done? Yes, we are. Now, I have one more question for you. Okay, what is it? Okay. Yes, this is your question. Plus and water. Okay, soldiers, you have to do this one. Okay, soldiers. Now, good evening, Sultan. Please solve this one. Okay, what is it? I want answers from all of you. How are we going to solve this one? Yes, soldiers, come on. You have to do this. And you can do this, soldiers. Come on, how are you going to do this one? Yes, soldiers, how are you going to solve this one? Okay, soldiers, I told you that I am going to teach you two methods, right? Yes. So let's do this by the other method which I taught you. Okay. By the other method which I'm going to teach you. So I'm going to erase these two soldiers so that we have space, enough space, so that I can teach you another method as well. Okay, give me a moment. Yes. And I'm also erasing this because I'm writing it once again on the top. Okay, soldiers. Now let's start. Soldiers, write each and everything. What? Now compare each and every element. So I have A atoms of sulfur in the reactant side, and I have, yes, soldiers, I have A atoms of sulfur in the reactant side and C atoms of sulfur in the product side. Yes. Now go with let's go with nitrogen. I have B atoms of nitrogen in the reactant side, and which is equal to D atoms of nitrogen in the product side. Yes. Now let's move on to the third, that is oxygen. I have 3B atoms of oxygen in the reactant side, which is equal to 4C. Yes. Why 4C? 4 times C. Yes, 4C. Okay. 2D. 2D and E atoms on the product side. So 3B is equal to 4C plus 2D plus E. Now what is left? Hydrogen is left. So I have B atoms of hydrogen on the reactant side, and how many on the product side? It's 2C and 2E. Yes, soldiers. So we have written this for each and every element. Yes. Now what you have to do? What you have to do, soldiers? We have written it for sulfur. We have written for hydrogen, for nitrogen. Yes. So now what you have to do? You can take any of them as one. Okay. Take any of them as one. Now, yes, soldiers. Let's also write for NO. Yes, soldiers. So now what you have to do is, okay, we have written for N. Now what you have to do, soldiers, take any one as 1. Okay. Let me take A as 1. Okay. So now if I have taken A as 1, put the values here and try solving this one. Okay. How are you going to solve this one, soldiers? What are we going to do? How are we going to solve this one, soldiers? Since A is 1, soldiers, my C is also going to be 1. Yes? Yes. And now I know B is equal to D. Yes, I know this thing as well. So now if I put values of each and everything, A is equal to C, B is equal to D. In this equation, what I know that 3B is equal to 4 plus 2D, which is 2B only. And E is also there. Let it remain. And then put the values here as well. B is equal to 2C. What is 2C? It is 2 only. And 2E. Yes, you have this equation. And you have one more equation that is from here, that 3B is equal to 4C, which is 4 only because C is equal to 1. And 2D. Now 2D is 2B only because B is equal to D. Yes, and E. I know this thing also. So now B, what is it? 2B and 3B, which is B only. Yes. So B is equal to 4 plus E, because I have taken this here. 3B minus 2B, which is B. B is equal to 4E. Now you have two equations. Solve this and let me know the values of B and E, because B is equal to D. So if you know the value of B, you know the value of D. Now you have to tell me these things. Come on, soldiers. Try solving it and give me the values. Yes, soldiers, I know, I believe in you. You all can do this. How are you going to do this? This is extremely simple, soldiers. Try doing it. Come on. Soldiers, come on. How are you going to do this one? Yes, soldiers, come on. I want answer. I've made it simple for you. Now you have to just substitute the values and you will have your answer. Yes. How are you going to do, soldiers? Soldiers, I hope you have your answer now. I know that A is 1, C is 1. What is B and what is E? Come on. Soldiers, yes. So B is going to be 6. D is also going to be 6. And what is E? E is going to be 2. Yes? Now I know I have got my A, C, B, D and E. Now when you substitute A, C, B, D and here, let me remove the letters now and write the numbers. Okay, give me a moment, soldiers. Now when I remove the letters and write the numbers, that is the value of A, B, C, D and E, I would have my final equation. So A is 1, so no need to write anything. Then B is 6, so 6 here. Then C is 1, no need to write anything. Then D is 6 and E is 2. You have your balance equation, right? So now this equation is balanced. This method is called coefficient method. What you have to do? You have to assign a coefficient to each and every compound. Yes, assign a coefficient to each and every compound. And then what you have to do, write the values of that coefficient for each and every atom. Compare it from the reactant and the product side. Why we are equal? Why we can compare them? Because they should follow law of mass of action. अरे law of mass of action follow करते हैं तो LHS RHS की equal होना चाहिए, इसलिए equal to लगाएंगे. Equations बनाओ, equations को solve करो, A B C D की value निकालो और उनको put कर दो. Okay, these are the two methods, soldiers. Now it's up to you. जो method use करना चाहो, बस practice खूब करो. More and more practice you should do so that you are able to get this one. Okay, now soldiers, one more thing, that you have to make your chemical equations more informative. How you can make your chemical equations more informative? How? A chemical equation is made more informative by mentioning the physical state. What is the state of the reactants? What is the state of product? Are they in the solid form? Are they in the aqueous form? Are they in the liquid form? Are they in the gaseous form? And you also have to write the conditions like heat, electricity, catalyst, which is there, which is doing the reaction. Yes. For example, in hydrogenation, in addition reaction, what is the catalyst? Nickel and palladium are the catalyst. Yes. Some of the reactions require heat, some require electricity. So, also remember, soldiers, while you are writing the symbols for defining the physical state, you have to write S in small, that stands for solid, L in small stands for liquid, G in small stands for gas, AQ stands for aqueous. Yes, example, 3Fe solid combines with 4H2O gaseous state, gives you ferric oxide, that is again solid, and hydrogen gas is released. So G. Yes, soldiers. Now, soldiers, again, the types of chemical reactions. Come on, soldiers. How many types of chemical reactions are there? So we have combination reaction, decomposition reaction, displacement reaction, double displacement reaction, oxidation reaction. Yes. So now let's start with combination reaction, soldiers. What is combination reaction? देखो आसान है बहुत. What is there? A reaction in which two or more substances combine to give you a single product. Two or more substances will combine to give you one single product. For example, calcium oxide, which is called quicklime. Please remember the common name of this calcium oxide, which is known as quicklime, because you have case study based question, identify X, and there they are going to give you a hint. Yes. So in that hint, this common name is going to help you out. So please remember that calcium oxide is called quicklime. So calcium oxide plus water. When calcium oxide combines with water, it forms calcium hydroxide. What is calcium hydroxide? It is called slake lime, and heat is also evolved. Yes. Let's discuss few more examples. Burning of coal. What is coal? What is coal made out of? It is made out of carbon, guys. So carbon combining with oxygen. अरे burn कर रहा है तो oxygen के साथ combine करेगा ना. Carbon plus oxygen gives you carbon dioxide. दो product मिले, एक बनाया. या दो reactant मिले, एक को बना दिया. The product is formed. One product, two or more product can two or more reactants combine to form a single product. Again, simple, the most simple. अरे अगर एग्जाम्पल लिखना हो कॉम्बिनेशन रिएक्शन का और कुछ भी याद नहीं रहे तो ये तो याद रख सकते हो, वाटर का फॉर्मेशन. ये तो बचपन से पढ़ते आ रहे हो. हाइड्रोजन एंड ऑक्सीजन कंबाइंस टू गिव यू वाटर. H2 plus O2 gives you H2O. Yes or no? So इतना तो आता है, तो इतना तो याद रखना पड़ेगा. Yes. And also remember common name of calcium oxide, common name of calcium hydroxide, common name of calcium oxide, quicklime, common name of calcium hydroxide, slake lime. Okay, please remember this. You have to also remember one important thing. It is also mentioned in your NCERT. What is that? That calcium hydroxide, when combining with carbon dioxide, forms calcium carbonate. Yes, you have to remember that also. It is important. That reaction is important. Okay. Now, what are exothermic reactions? Reaction in which heat is released along with the formation of product, then those reactions are called exothermic reaction. For example, burning of natural gas. Natural gas, methane, when combines with oxygen, gives you carbon dioxide and water, and heat is released in this reaction. Then the another reaction which is the basis of our life. अरे हम जिंदा इसकी वजह से हैं. What is it? Respiration. What is respiration? The food you eat, the carbohydrates you have, those carbohydrates and everything, the nutrition is gets converted into glucose by your digestive system, converts it into glucose. Now this glucose, when combining with oxygen, gives you carbon dioxide, water and energy, and this energy is the driving force for you to perform your activities. काम करने के लिए शक्ति चाहिए. शक्ति कैसे मिलती है? ऐसे मिलती है. So energy is released. Energy release होगी, exothermic reaction होगी. याद रखना है. It is as simple as that. Okay. Decomposition reaction, soldiers. Now what is decomposition reactions? Come on, soldiers. Be active. We are about to complete this chapter. And this is a quick revision for you all. Yes, so please be active. Now, what is decomposition reaction? Decomposition reaction is a reaction in which a single substance break down into two or more substance. एक सिंगल सब्सटेंस है, टूट जाएगा दो या दो से ज्यादा सब्सटेंस में टू फॉर्म टू और मोर देन टू सब्सटेंसेस. नाउ सी, decomposition मतलब एक सब्सटेंस टूट रहा है. नाउ यू हैव टू ब्रेक द बॉन्ड्स. अब अगर कोई सब्सटेंस बन चुका है तो वो आसानी से क्यों टूटना चाहेगा? यस, it won't yes, will it break easily? No. What you have to do, you have to supply energy so that the bonds break and new bonds are formed. chemical reaction में यही तो होता है, कुछ bonds टूटते हैं, कुछ bonds बनते हैं. yes, that is what happens, that is the basis of chemical reaction. तो अगर bonds को तोड़ना है तो energy देनी पड़ेगी. So the decomposition reaction requires energy, either in the form of heat or in the form of light or in the form of electricity for breaking down the bonds of reactants. So this type of reaction which requires energy, which absorbs energy, वो energy release नहीं करती है, तुम्हें energy supply करनी पड़ती है. These reactions are known as endothermic reactions. Okay, and also remember that agar decomposition reaction, if decomposition react in decomposition reaction energy is supplied in the form of heat, then it is thermal decomposition. If it is supplied in the form of electricity, it is electrolytic decomposition. Then if it is supplied in the form of light, sunlight, then it is photochemical decomposition. Please remember that. Example, ferrous sulfate decomposes into ferric oxide, sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. ये एक्सपेरिमेंट अपने लैब में किया होगा. एक पंजेंट सी स्मेल आती है सल्फर गैस की, क्विकली आइडेंटिफाई कर लोगे. फेरस सल्फेट, ग्रीन कलर की क्रिस्टल्स होती है. क्या होता है? फेरस सल्फेट अपना वाटर ऑफ क्रिस्टलाइजेशन 7H2O लूज करता है, डिकम्पोज होता है. हीट सप्लाई जब करोगे तो डिकम्पोज होगा एंड फेरिक ऑक्साइड ब्राउनिश कुछ बन जाएगा तुम्हारी टेस्ट ट्यूब में, राइट? एंड यू वुड ऑब्जर्व अ पंजेंट अनप्लेजेंट स्मेल ऑफ सल्फर गैस. ओके, another example, calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate decomposes to give you calcium oxide and carbon dioxide, and you know this reaction is extremely important. It has a lot of advantages. What are the advantages? You know, calcium oxide, CaO, which is also known as quicklime, is has many uses. One of the most important uses, manufacturing of cement. सीमेंट इंडस्ट्री में बहुत यूज होता है कैल्शियम ऑक्साइड का, एंड इस स्टेटमेंट से एप्लीकेशन बेस्ड क्वेश्चन आ जाते हैं. तो प्लीज रिमेंबर, एनसीईआरटी की हर एक लाइन इंपॉर्टेंट है, ऐसे ही नहीं लिखी गई है. ओके, प्लीज रिमेंबर दैट. देन डिकम्पोजिशन रिएक्शन का एक और एग्जाम्पल, व्हाट इज इट? इलेक्ट्रोलाइसिस ऑफ वाटर. यस, दिस इज एन एक्सपेरिमेंट, दिस इज एन एक्टिविटी अगेन फ्रॉम योर एनसीईआरटी. दिस इज इलेक्ट्रोलाइसिस ऑफ वाटर. जल्दी से बताइए, एनोड पे क्या रिलीज होती है? कम ऑन स्टूडेंट्स, सोल्जर्स, एनोड पे क्या रिलीज होती है? ऑक्सीजन रिलीज होती है एनोड पे. यस, एंड व्हाट इज रिलीज, व्हिच गैस इज रिलीज्ड एट कैथोड? Hydrogen is released at cathode. And one more thing, what you have to remember is, please remember that oxygen is released at anode, hydrogen is released at cathode, and hydrogen is released in double amount as compared to oxygen. Please remember this thing also. Reaction क्या होगी? Twice of H2O gives 2H2 plus O2. Reaction से पता चल रहा है hydrogen का amount double होगा. Then also let's discuss one example before moving to displacement reaction. One example of photochemical decomposition. What can it be? Give me one example of photochemical decomposition as well, soldiers. What should it be? Yes, silver bromide in the presence of sunlight gives you silver and bromine. अरे ये रिएक्शन तो तुम्हारी ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट फोटोज में भी बहुत काम आती है, ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट फोटोज के जनरेशन में भी काम आती है. Then silver chloride decomposes to silver and chlorine. Yes, please remember example of thermal decomposition, example of electrolytic decomposition, example of photochemical decomposition. याद रहना चाहिए. Okay, yes, let's move on to displacement reaction. Now, what is displacement reaction? A reaction in which a more reactive element displaces a less reactive element from its compound. A more reactive displaces a less reactive from its compound. Example, ये एक्टिविटी लैब में की होगी. इफ यू टेक सोल्यूशन ऑफ कॉपर सल्फेट, विच कलर इज दैट सोल्यूशन ऑफ ब्लू कलर, उसमें एक साफ सुथरा आयरन नेल डाल दो. When you will put iron nail inside the test tube having copper sulfate solution, what you will observe? After some time you would observe a brownish coating on your iron, and the color of copper solution, copper sulfate solution fades. Why? क्यों हुआ ऐसा? बिकॉज आयरन डिस्प्लेस्ड, आयरन ने कॉपर सल्फेट में से कॉपर को कहा यहाँ से हटो, प्लीज गो अवे, आई एम गोइंग टू shake hands with sulfate ions. Yes, so he formed, or it formed, I don't know, he she, it formed a ferrous sulfate and copper is left behind. उसने कॉपर को बोला तुम हटो मैं आऊंगा. This is what real life is. If you don't work hard you can easily get replaced. Yes, so you have to work hard, soldiers. Okay, now what is double displacement reaction? A reaction in which two compounds exchange their ions, यानी कि दोनों साइड में exchange होता है. एग्जाम्पल से समझते हैं. ये what is the example? That if you contain a solution having sodium sulfate and a solution having barium chloride, and if you mix those two solutions, then what will you observe? You will observe a white precipitate of barium sulfate and formation of sodium chloride. Now look here carefully, soldiers. Why is it called double displacement reaction? Why am I naming this as double displacement reaction? In this reaction, sodium, yes, in the product, sodium is with chlorine and barium is with sulfate. Exchange why ions ka? Yes, exchange of ion from sodium to सोडियम सल्फेट में सोडियम किसके साथ चला गया? क्लोरीन. बेरियम क्लोराइड से बेरियम कहाँ चला गया? सल्फेट आयन के साथ, फॉर्मिंग बेरियम सल्फेट. Also, soldiers, note down one thing. There is a formation of PPT of barium sulfate. Yes, and PPT, formation of PPT is denoted by a downward arrow. Okay, and since a PPT is formed, we name it as precipitation reaction. क्या बोलते हैं हम इसे? Precipitation reaction. Okay, this insoluble substance formed is known as precipitate. Any reaction that produces a precipitate is called a precipitation reaction. Yes, now oxidation reaction. Simple, but most of the questions, majority of the questions are asked from oxidation reaction. If a substance in a reaction, if a substance gains oxygen during a reaction, then it is said to be oxidized. If a substance loses oxygen during a reaction, it is said to be reduced. Yes? For example, copper oxide combining with hydrogen, heat you have to supply. Then what does it forms? Copper and water. Now what is it happening? What is happening right here? I want to know from you guys. Which substance is getting oxidized and which substance is getting reduced? Come on. Yes, soldiers. Which substance is getting oxidized and which substance is getting reduced? It's quite easy. Copper is losing its oxygen. Yes or no? Yes, soldiers. Copper is losing its oxygen. That means copper is being reduced. Yes, oxygen खो रहा है वो अपनी. So ये reduce हो रहा है. And hydrogen. What is hydrogen doing? Hydrogen is gaining oxygen. So it is getting oxidized. Yes? Yes or no? So what happens in a redox reaction? Okay, one more thing here, oxidation and reduction both are happening. Yes? So what is it? Since oxidation and reduction both are happening at the same time, that is why this reaction is called a redox reaction. What is it called? A redox reaction, where oxidation and reduction occurs at the same time. Oxidation matlab gaining of oxygen. Reduction matlab losing of oxygen. One substance gets oxidized, one substance gets reduced. Yes? Now, we are on to the second last topic, which is corrosion. What happens in corrosion? A metal is attacked by substances like moisture, acid, and it gets corroded. This process is called corrosion. सबसे प्यारा example हमारा iron. Iron, rusting of iron. Yes. Then ब्लैक कोटिंग ऑफ सिल्वर. सिल्वर की ज्वेलरी थोड़े टाइम बाद ब्लैकिश होने लगती है, काली पड़ने लगती है. व्हाई डज इट हैपेंस? बिकॉज सिल्वर इज गेटिंग corroded. Yes. Then green coating on copper, rusting of iron. Yes. Now corrosion is also a serious issue because majority of our buildings and cars are made up of iron, and corrosion causes damages to car bodies, to bridges, iron nailing, ship, and to all object made of metals, especially those of iron. Yes. इस पे एक case based question आता है. Now last topic, what is rancidity, soldiers? When fats and oils are oxidized, they become rancid and their smell and taste changes. Yes, kabhi kabar हमने देखा होगा that if we leave some food in the atmosphere like openly, तो क्या होता है, अजीब सी स्मेल आने लगती है. हम बोलते हैं ना मम्मा खाना खराब हो गया है. Yes. Why does that happen? Because the food gets rancid. Yes, and usually to prevent oxidation, that is, the fats and oils do not get oxidized, we add antioxidants to food containing fats and oil. Yes, and we also keep them in airtight containers so that there are low chances of oxidation. Yes or no? Yes. So now, up till now, you have completely, thoroughly revised this chapter, chemical reactions and equations. Yes, soldiers, now what you have to do? What is today's task? First, I gave you a homework for a reaction. Please do that. Second thing, we have thoroughly revised our NCERT. Yes, these notes are taken from NCERT only. But what I want, revise NCERT chapter once again, go through it, give a quick reading to it so that it's locked up in your mind. अब तो लॉक हो गया, अब तो कहीं नहीं जाएगा, अब तो 10 साल 20 साल कहीं नहीं जाए. Yes, because यहाँ पढ़ लिया, एक बार खुद से रीड कर लिया, लॉक हो गया है माइंड में. यस. Practice balancing equation. Either follow the first method that start from metal, then non-metal, then oxygen and then hydrogen. हर बार एक को बैलेंस करो, वापस चेक करो शुरू से, फिर दूसरे को बैलेंस करो, वापस शुरू से चेक करो, या फिर you can go with coefficient method. Yes, try doing it and every time check it down. And while balancing, please be calm. First focus what is needed to be done, because sometimes you are balancing and you're not getting an answer. Then in those cases what happens, we lose hope. Don't lose hope. Everything is going to be all right, because if you have practiced, then you are going to receive the fruit. मेहनत का फल मिलेगा ही मिलेगा. Yes, and I believe in you. Yes, and you believe in yourself. And then see the magic which is happening, which is going to happen. Okay. Yes, soldiers. Then take a look on corrosion, on rancidity, on oxidation reactions, on redox reactions. Yes. And then what are we going to do tomorrow? We are going to solve some previous year questions from this chapter as well as some NCERT questions, so that you don't have any doubt in this chapter. You have practiced ample amount of questions from this chapter, and now up to 4 marks ka hai, chahe 5 marks ka hai, I have made sure that I am going to get this 4 marks, this 5 marks. So 80 मार्क्स के पेपर में 5 मार्क्स तो मैंने लॉक कर लिए. अब यही टाइम बचा है, चीजों को लॉक करते जाओ अपने सामान को. ओके, प्लीज रिवाइज, कीप लर्निंग, कीप प्रैक्टिसिंग, बी कंसिस्टेंट, and you are going to win. We are going to win. Let's do it together. Yes, you teach me something, I teach you something. Let's make this journey fruitful. Yes. Okay, soldiers, so thank you so much for joining today. Yes, and please join tomorrow, because we are going to solve previous year questions. We are going to solve NCERT examples. And dear soldiers, if you want any personalized help, then please feel free, contact us. We are going to help you out. We are going to help in we are going to help you out with each and every chapter. Okay, So you would have you would be provided with the contact details also. So soldiers, keep learning, keep smiling.